Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we're going to do a little flight review for you on this little Litehawk 3-channel heli. You pick these things up at the source or anybody who carries Litehawk brands, and it's a little mini guy. It's kind of a little fun helicopter. What I've been finding out so far is charge time is about 30 minutes, whether you're using the USB or the remote. And so I just primarily use the USB, saves the remote batteries. Flies really well, very, very stable. Takes a lot of good hard crashes. Haven't broken anything yet myself. But I picked this one up used, and it did have a broken piece on the landing gear, so I've crazy glued that thing back together about 3 times, and now it seems to be staying together. So I'll have to order some landing gear for it. And I replaced the back tail rotor motor in it because it went bad. But hey, you get things used, right? But overall, since I fixed her up, she flies beautiful. So let's get her up in the air and show you. Now the lights, you can't turn them on or off. Or sorry, you can't turn them off, but you can definitely, they always stay on all the time. So they've got this cool flashy pattern they do. They change colors, which is neat. And it's got a little headlight here too. So kind of fun for flying in the house at night. Now it is an infrared one, so yep, definitely an indoor heli. Don't be taking it outdoors in the bright light because it's going to give you problems if you do. So anyway, here we go. Oh, got to turn power on. And it does have a trim control too to stop the spin. Really sensitive on the controls, so it's not, shift type of stuff. You know, you can actually have some fun with this thing. Responds really well. As soon as you touch it, it responds, which is great. You get about 8 minutes of flight time, and it's actually closer to about 10 minutes on this one. So they're well rated. I really like the throttle on this too because it's not spring-loaded. So you can pretty much go hands-free on the throttle here. Now there is no speed control for the fast and slow mode like you'll find on a lot of helis this size. You have like a fast mode and slow mode. This one's just 1 speed only. And, it's not the fastest kid on the block, but it's not all that slow either. It actually boogies quite well. Bring her in for a landing, and then we'll take off again. So pretty simple, very, very stable helicopter, flies very well, very responsive controls. The remote uses 6 batteries, so it's great if you only have access at the time to recharge from the remote. Otherwise, you can recharge with a USB charger. And I think they come with the USB, but if not, I know you can definitely order it. But your charger for this one is just underneath the remote here, underneath the cover. Throttle, like I said, not spring-loaded at all, so nothing to modify there, and it's actually rather nice because it's stiff. Because sometimes with a lot of remotes, when you take out that spring, it gets really loose and it becomes tricky. Some of them are a little more tension. Sometimes you just overstretch the spring to keep the tension on there a little bit. So this one is actually very, very nice, very well done. I like the location of the trim control on here too, and the knob. It's actually really cool. Some of them are just like a little slider thing. Others are a dial in the middle, and this one's also very sensitive too, which is good. So you can get it pretty much bang on and get rid of like pretty much virtually all that spin that it does. But I mean, if you want to talk about the spin thing, because a lot of people don't realize they actually have to adjust these trim controls. Because sometimes when you're not even, you have it on the shelf or whatever, maybe it gets bumped, and then you're wondering why your heli starts doing this by itself. You've got to trim it out. So, I mean, even for a used heli, she's still pretty good. Battery life cycles are still great, which is amazing because I've seen some helicopters where after maybe a dozen recharges, you go from 8 minutes to maybe 3 minutes if you're lucky, because of crappy batteries, eh? This one actually has a really good quality battery in it. Litehawk, I've been checking out their website, and they have full part support for all their helis. Like there's virtually no part that you can't buy, you know what I mean? You can get everything you need. And it seems they have quite a good selection of repair parts. So, even though you might pay 40 or 50 bucks for something this small, because I think they're 40 bucks if I remember right. Don't hold me to that. But even at 40 bucks, even if it was a $50 heli, I would still pay 50 bucks for something like this, because there's a lot of technology that goes into these things, and the fact you do get parts support, and good parts support at that. Some heli companies, you might get gears and blades, some you get nothing, Litehawk's doing an amazing job with a lot of their helicopters, and I've flown this one a lot so far. This is probably about the 7th or 8th time since I picked it up that I've flown it, and it's still running good and strong. And so I can really appreciate a good little fun indoor toy, And I crashed. I tried to land. I missed. But anyway, so yeah. This is a good thumbs up on this little machine. And so, hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking to buy something like this, I would highly recommend one anyways. I definitely would not hesitate to buy another one. I'm actually looking into getting the Litehawk XL. It's a little bit bigger model. And we'll go from there and see what else we buy. And but for this class of a little heli, great little machine, great thing to start on, learn on, great when, if you're already flying big helis anyway. These things are great for in the indoors when you can't fly outdoors because of high winds. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.